time now for Whether or Not. This is the time of the week where Lauren asks us a scientific question and then she impresses us with her knowledge.
Yes,
That's going to be the new sound effect, the woo.
Woo! Yeah.
We were trying to think of like some background music for Whether or Not, and I think that's the
woo!
winner.
Okay.
So this week's Whether or Not question was a true or false question, and I asked if hail and sleet form the same way. Let's pull up our viewers' responses first and see what you guys said. Remember, we put a poll out on our Facebook every week asking you guys what you think the answer is, and 67% of you guys said false, 33% of you said true. True that they do form the same way, false that they do not form the same way. And then, of course, we ask everyone here on Good Day Columbia, Britt, Friendy, Courtney, Destiny, and our producers, Jason and Taylor.
Either I'm going to look real smart or real dumb.
Everyone said true, and then Britt said false.
Wait a minute, drum roll.
Ready?
So, okay, so the answer's false.
Woo! I look real smart.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what do you want? Which one should we start with first?
Okay, so do
Which
they
one
form
first? Well, just
sleep?
which one?
Hail.
We'll
We'll
start
go
with-
ABC order.
Okay, so we'll start with hail. So hail forms within a thunderstorm. You have really strong thunderstorm cloud tops.
Okay.
So what happens is you have a really strong uplift. It's called an updraft. So when you have that really heavy updraft, all of the raindrops that are within that storm will start to freeze, and they'll accumulate on each other, so that hail is able to grow and grow and grow. So eventually,
So that's why you get such large sizes of hail if you have more updraft?
So if you have a stronger updraft, you will have a larger size piece of hail because that updraft can hold the weight of that hailstone in the atmosphere. So you have all of that lift and everything's constantly getting pushed up.
Right.
And then eventually the hail's too heavy for the updraft to withhold, so then it falls to the ground.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Now sleet is a partially melted snowflake. What you have, what happens is in the in the upper levels where you have the growing process, or in the top of the clouds, I should say, of snow. Eventually, that snow will start to fall.
Right.
But there's in the atmosphere, if the entire air column is out or below freezing, it stays as a snowflake. But sometimes there's a little thin layer in the atmosphere of warm air that's just above average, or just above freezing, excuse me. So what happens is that snowflake will melt partially, and then it will continue to fall, and it will go back into a layer of air that is at or below freezing and refreeze. So it's almost slushy-like because it melts just a little bit, and then it refreezes again quickly. So it doesn't freeze back into a snowflake, it just refreezes as a partially melted snowflake into a little piece. It looks like a really little mini version of hail almost, just a little ice, little ice slush pellet almost.
Now, how can you tell the difference if you go out and you see what looks like tiny little pieces of ice between ice or hail when you see it on the ground?
Well, you'll usually hear thunder and lightning and know that you have a thunderstorm occurring.
And then you know it's hail.
You'll know it's
Okay.
hail. I mean, well, you can see it on radar too. I mean, I know that is a piece of. I'm
hail.
looking
Gotcha.
at the
Okay.
radar and I see that it's pink or purple in color. That's going to be sleet, as opposed to something that's.
Very
Check that out.
And usually hail will be a little bit bigger.
I feel
because
so
snowflakes
smart.
are tiny.
Okay.
I love these looks.
Scientist Lauren Alesky.
Yeah, if
These
you
are
guys have
great.
any ideas of questions to ask,
Yeah, because we always
email
just
them
sit around
us.
asking each other about random weather.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, okay, that's a great question. So if you guys have any ideas, send us an email, tweet at me, Facebook, anything. We'd love to know what do you guys want to know, and I'll explain it on
Yeah.
there.
Very cool.
Learning with Lauren. There you go.
Whether or not.
Yes.
Great. Thanks for that, Lauren. We'll